My loves, let's make biscuit dough, the biscuit dough that I consider the easiest of all. We're going to do it step by step, and any possible mistakes will be corrected right away, so no one ever makes a mistake again. This dough that I'm going to teach you today is a bit rougher, let's say. Why am I saying this? Because it's better for making little breads, fruits, and food in general. It's not a dough for working with very detailed things. Yeah, for example, I wouldn't make appliances using this dough. I wouldn't sculpt a figurine in biscuit with this dough, but for little foods, which is what we love making most here on the channel, it's perfect. So, shall we get started? I'm going to make a lot, so I'm going to add flour because I want to make little fruits and foods. This dough, I think I overdid it. Let me put some back. Glue. Since there's a lot of flour, I'm using a lot of glue, not just any white glue, always, so the dough doesn't get bugs, a little bit of vinegar. A few drops, I'll add more. There, now just mix it. This dough is wonderful, I absolutely love it. The only thing is that I used up a whole glue, but you could also open a bakery with this dough. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. I'll probably have to use a little more glue because, nobody told me to put so much flour. But you can make a much smaller portion than this. Later, I'll teach you other recipes too. I have lots of other recipes. A lot of people ask me if they can use self-rising flour. I've never tried it, to be honest. So I don't know how to answer, but you probably can. I'll mix it. Let me check its texture. Look, it already has a nice texture, but I'm going to risk adding a little more glue. Since this is my final glue, I open the jar and I'm going to clean it, and I hope the glue will be enough. I'm going to mix it first with a spoon, then with my hand. It could already be with my hand, but I'm trying to avoid too much mess so I don't scare the moms. So I'm pretending to be organized. I'm recording vertically because I want to show on other social media how to make this dough too. By the way, let me know if it bothers you that I record videos vertically on YouTube. It makes my life a lot easier, my loves. If you like vertical videos, I'll start recording only vertically for YouTube too. Let me know in the comments. Let's suppose the dough is too sticky. Just add more flour, just add a little more flour. If the dough is too hard, add more glue. So good. That's so tasty. Oh, I think in the end it's sticking. I'll just add the rest of this flour here. I think I might even have to add more flour. Let's see if this flour will be enough. But it's really sticky. I don't know. See, it takes a little while. It's not that fast. Look, the dough is still sticking. So it's not at a good point yet. This dough, if we wrap it in plastic wrap, we roll it up tightly. There can't be even a tiny bit of air. We can keep it in the fridge for up to a month. If there's even a little bit of air, the dough will get hard. When you're making the biscuit piece, wait for it to dry really, really well. I usually wait more than 8 days for the piece to dry. I even leave it out for up to 15 days anywhere, out in the open air. It dries in the open air. And only after that do I store my piece in a box. Before that, never. It stays out, you see? It's not a very delicate dough. That's why I don't think it's good to work with it on more delicate pieces that require more details. Now, for miniature food, this one is perfect for making panettone, roast chicken, little breads, and fruits. Wonderful. I'm not going to take this bottom part anymore. I'm not going to use this rest here because otherwise the dough will get too coarse to make food. My hand is already getting clean. It'll be ready in just a little bit. See, there's no way to mess up this dough. As soon as my hand is clean, that's a sign the dough is ready. I made a lot. There won't be any shortage of snacks. I held myself back. I could even add a little more flour, but I don't want it to get too hard. So I'm going to try to get it to the right consistency just like this. It's perfect. I'm going to take a chance and try something. Let me see if it works. I hope it does. I'm just going to add a little bit of flour because I think it's still a bit sticky. I think it's going to get better. It got better. See? You'll feel it. This is really going to feel like bread dough. Look, this little bit of flour made a difference. Not this little bit, this small amount of flour. Look, it got so much better. Look how clean my hand is. Now I got excited. I'm going to add a little more flour. And I think the dough is ready. I'll knead it just a little more. Look at this. What a beautiful thing. This dough is gorgeous. Look, my loves, the dough just like this is how I'm going to use it to make the miniature food items. This dough here doesn't spoil. I have several pieces made exactly with this recipe here, like I said. We have to wait for the piece to dry really well. Only then can it be stored. Now I'm going to clean up here. And I'm going to show you how I store this dough in the fridge for you. Guys, I cleaned the counter. Look at how the dough turned out. Now that it has rested, it looks even better. I went to look for plastic wrap and I only have a little bit left. So, what did I do? I'm going to, with the dough here, use some bags that I have. That's not a problem. I'm going to take 2 because you really can't let air get into the dough. So, what do? I give the dough a little squeeze. I take the little bag here, okay, to store the dough. I close it as much as I can and remove all the air from this dough. All the air. Probably when you take it out of the fridge, it will stick a little to the bag. That's normal. Then just sprinkle a little flour. It won't have the same texture. Then you just add a little more flour here and it will go back to its normal texture. Since I'm afraid it might get some air in, I'm going to put it inside another bag. I'm going to do it like this. Look, I take everything out and I put it in the fridge. There you go. Now we have biscuit dough for a month. Isn't that great? Isn't it so easy? Well, that's it, my loves. Did you like the video? Did you like the recipe? What did you think? In other videos, I'll show you more recipes and give you more little tips. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Lots of love and see you next time.